Tomo, God. Way back when I had special plans for Tomo. Tomo is a character that I did intend on using, and I still haven't, although every game I do, there's a reference to Tomo. One day, Tomo will be revealed, but not quite yet. This map screen is one of the few pieces of art that survived the transition to the remake, and I made this map. As you can see, it's not terribly stellar. Usually you don't see Manhattan Island horizontal like this, and it looked nicer. It filled up more of the screen, and you could get more of the city in there. If I had time, I would have redone this a little nicer, but it does the job. It's fine. It's very Photoshop 101, these effects, but it does the job.
Mrs. Lauder?
Yes?
I heard about your husband. I came to pay my respects.
Oh, you knew Jack?
The woman playing Rodtree is a woman named Ruth Weber, and I casted her like I casted a lot of the actors in this game through my old improv group, Quick Thinking Improv. And Ruth was just someone naturally funny and kind of specialized in voices and accents and things. And I asked her if she could do a Indian accent, and she said she could. So she came over. I was very lucky with the actors in this game because I couldn't pay anyone back then. And I had a lot of talented people willing to work for free. So I really am grateful for all of them.
Does one need to know a man in order to grieve him?
That's, I suppose not. All right, come on in. I'm sorry, you look so familiar, but I can't place your face. What is your name?
You don't remember me? 8 years ago, Rabbi Russell Stone?
Oh, I remember now. You have a lot of nerve coming here.
Why do you think that, Mrs. Lauder?
Oh, don't give me that. I know all about those tricks. Answering a question with a question. Jack did it all the time.
I'd like to think he learned it from me.
It's too late for that, Rabbi. Way too late. What do you want?
Do I need to have a reason to pay a Shivah call?
Huh, if it's you, yes. Oh, stop it. Just stop it. I don't believe this. You threw us out of your temple 8 years ago. And now you drop by for a visit?
It wasn't like that.
Well, what was it then? Can you tell me that?
Maybe this was a bad idea.
Maybe you're right. And yet you're here. Why?
Why would the police come speak to me, Mrs. Lauder?
I have no idea. What did they say?
That I'm suspect number one.
Really? Well, that would make sense. Who else has a motive except for the rabbi who hates us?
One thing you'll notice is that their lips don't move. And the funny thing about that is that a lot of people forgot that the lips moved in the first place. So it was no big loss to kind of remove that feature from the game because it didn't add anything. It never matched with the words. And to get it to match with the words, it's like it triples the audio production time. So I just didn't bother with it this time.
Why do you think I hate you, Mrs. Lauder?
Enough! Do you have to do that here? Now? There is a time and a place, Rabbi, and this is not it.
Look, I don't hate...
Whatever. Jack hated you. That's enough.
Mrs. Lauder, if he hated me so much, why did he leave me $10,000 in his will?
That's impossible.
I said the same thing.
Jack wouldn't do that.
It's a crazy world.
How do you know for sure?
The police told me. I have no love of the police, but I doubt they'd lie about that. Mrs. Lauder, if Jack hated me so much, why did he give me so much money?
I don't know. This makes no sense. None of it does. Who would kill Jack? He was a good man.
Yes, he was.
Don't you start. You have no idea.
The police have no other leads?
Aside from you? No.
How did he die?
I don't see how that's any of your business.
Well, I suppose I'm curious, and I'd like to help.
Help? Why would you want to help?
I don't know. Maybe I'm looking to make amends for what happened 8 years ago.
Oh, that's rich. You come in here, puffed up and arrogant and sputtering platitudes, and now you want to help.
Yes, if you'll have me.
Forget it. Keep the 10 grand. I don't care. Just get out. I don't want to see or hear from you ever again.
But...
Leave! Or so help me, I will call the police.
As you wish. I'm sorry to have troubled you, Mrs. Lauder.
Just go.
Mrs. Lauder?
Yes?
I heard about your husband. I came...
Oh.
The woman playing Rod...
Some time ago, yes.
All right. Come on in. I'm sorry. You look so familiar. What is your name?
I'm Russell Stone. Your husband used to... we used to go to the same temple that I go to. Yeah.
Oh, I remember now. You have a lot of nerve coming here.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, you're sorry, are you? I'm so glad to hear that. Jack would love to hear that you are sorry.
He knows already, Mrs. Lauder.
Too late, Rabbi. Too late. What do you want?
I'm not sure what I want.
Oh, really? You're just getting back in touch. Is that it?
Oh,
stop it. Just stop it. I don't believe this. You threw us out of your temple 8 years ago. And now you drop by for a visit?
It wasn't like that.
Well, what was it then? Can you tell me that?
Maybe this was a bad idea.
Maybe you're right. And yet you're here. Why?
The police visited me today.
Did they?
Yes.
What did they say?
That I'm suspect number one.
Really? Well, that would make sense. Who else has a motive except for the rabbi who hates us?
One thing you'll notice is that their lips don't move. And the funny thing...
I'll let that slide.
Whatever. Jack hated you. That's enough.
Mrs. Lauder, if he hated me so much, why did he leave me $10,000 in his will?
That's impossible.
I said,
Jack would...
it's a
How do you...
The police... I have no... Mrs. Lauder, if Jack...
I don't know. This makes no sense. None of it does. Who would kill Jack? He was a good man.
Yes, he was.
Don't you start. You have no idea.
The police have no other leads?
Aside from you? No.
How did he die?
I don't see how that's any...
I suppose I'm curious, and I'd like to help.
Help? Why would you want...
I don't know. Maybe I'm looking to make amends for what happened 8 years ago.
Pfft, why not? Why shouldn't a rabbi play at being detective? You want to investigate, Rabbi Stone? Be my guest.
I'll have to ask you some questions about what happened.
Can't you just ask the police?
They won't talk to me. I'm a suspect.
Fine. Fine. Ask whatever you want.
How did Jack die?
He was shot right in the head at close range, according to the police.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Lauder.
He was in the showroom, working late. That's all I know.
What business was your husband in?
We were in business together. Fashion design, high-end casual wear. Shirts, blouses, slacks. I'd design and he'd sell.
Was the business successful?
We did all right. It was tough at first, but things have been picking up over the last few years. We sell to mainly boutique stores, but Macy's has bought several pieces from us, and Saks was interested.
And what happens to the business now? Are you going to run it by yourself?
I guess I could, but not right away. And definitely not in that same showroom.
I can understand that. Where is your showroom?
Why? Do you want to have a look?
It can't hurt.
Oh, this is crazy. Do you really want to do this?
Yes.
Sure, if you want to have a look, go ahead. Just because trained police officers couldn't find anything doesn't mean a rabbi can't. The building is 1407 Broadway, room 903.
You've covered up the mirror.
Yes, it's what you are supposed to do, right?
Well, yes, but...
I know. I'm not Jewish. I'm probably doing it all wrong, but it feels right. Is it right, Rabbi?
I've been fortunate that I haven't had to attend many shivas in my life, but usually there'd be a lot more people around. There'd be a food spread. One thing that Jews like to do when someone dies is eat and talk and be around people and kind of reaffirm life. That's kind of the point of it. So this isn't accurate, completely accurate, but, you know, we were on a budget.
Also, Registry didn't really know what to do either.
Yeah, she didn't really know what to do either. You're right. She knew to cover up the mirror, but that was about it, I guess.
It's perfect.
Thank you.
How are you holding up, Mrs. Lauder?
Fine. As well as can be expected.
What is the name of your business?
Charming Fashion Company.
Charming.
Yeah, it's a strange name, but it has meaning behind it. It's based on my family's name, Sharma, and it sounds like charming.
I get it. Real cute. Can you tell me about your company again?
Sure. What do you want to know?
I'm going to leave now. I'll see what else I can discover.
Thanks, I guess. Rabbi Stone?
Yes?
About 8 years ago, could you just tell me why?
Were you and Jack happy?
Yes. Yes, we were.
Then my reasons don't matter.
This room looks completely different than it used to. It was very, very bare. I think there was the clothing rack was there and the computer, and I think that was it. Maybe the vent on the top of the wall there. But Ben took a very simple room and made it a lot more interesting. So it's a lot prettier to look at now, for sure. Unfortunately, that meant that Janet had to add a lot of descriptions to things that weren't there before.
That took 5 minutes.
Okay. This whole guessing password logging into someone's email is kind of a reoccurring Wadget Eye puzzle. I did it again in, I think, Blackwell Convergence, and it happens again in Blackwell Epiphany. It's a good kind of puzzle because it always has a different solution. It's how do you find someone's password? It's kind of a very Wadget Eye kind of puzzle because it's very grounded in reality, and it's a good way to uncover information about someone.